everyone. So it's kind of become an annual tradition that I show you the Christmas picture books that we'll be reading in this season. And in case you're new to my channel, I'll just recap what I do. I have a handmade knit Advent garland, and each day a different trinket gets hung on that. And so I am vlogging this month, and so hopefully I'll be able to show you each day that. And then we do let me grab it, a chocolate Advent calendar. So this was, I think I got these at Target. So one for Arthur this year, and it's just this little kind of like real basic thing. There is a word search on the back, but neither of them are quite ready for a word search. And then I did get for my husband and myself. Let me move you back a little bit. I feel like my head is being cut off. Okay, I got a Hershey's Kisses milk chocolate calendar. I just feel like we'll enjoy that more. Now, what did make me sad is then like the next week at Aldi, they have like a gourmet chocolate calendar for $7, not that much. And I wish I had known that it was going to be there, but I didn't. So what are you going to do? And then an exciting addition this year, I reserved from the library. For those of you who grew up in evangelical Christian households, you will recognize Adventures in Odyssey. This is a Christian children's radio program that has like little life lessons, but without being, I can't think of the phrase that I wanted to say, but it's just very fun. There's lots of humor. There's lots of amusing little situations that happen. It's like a sitcom basically, but a radio program. So these are all of the Christmas episodes put into a collection. Now, this collection has seen better days. So I don't know how scratched it's going to be, but I'm very excited that he can experience Adventures in Odyssey, and we'll do an episode a day. Countdown to Christmas Advent Collection. So there are 24 episodes. So that is an episode a day, which is very fun. I'm really looking forward to him listening to this. I think he'll like it. I think he's enjoyed the episodes that he has listened to. And then I added, last year, I don't know if you remember from the vlogging that I did, we had a little, what was it? Like a Advent activity calendar, and it had like coloring or a maze or some kind of craft that he could do each day. And I couldn't find that kind this year. So I got a couple of things, and I'm just going to put an activity page in his picture book that he opens each day. So I got this one on Book Outlet, and it's a Snowy Christmas sticker activity book. So let's see, like in this one, you try to color tree toppers, count the toys, there's a maze, sticker Santa and the stars, and then color the town. And so there are some stickers that come with it. The thing I'll give him today, though, is going to be this My Room hanger. And he can put more stickers on it. And I think he will really get a kick out of having a door hanger because he's never had that. So just putting one of those each day. And then when I run out of those, because they are front and back, I also have this, I got at Target, Premium Holiday Coloring Activity Book. Just a page a day. And mazes and coloring cookies, draw a snow globe scene, things like that. And then, all right, I'll just get into the books. Let me pull them all over here. So with some Christmas money, early Christmas money, I did decide to splurge and buy a really nice hardcover of Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. I was not able to get it from the library last year. I waited too long to put a hold, and there's only like 2 copies in the county. And so then I ordered a used copy, and it was so torn up and sad, and it just made me really sad to read it. So I thought, you know what? This is a favorite of mine. I really want to own this, and I just love the art. And if you do not know this story, you should see if your library has it. It's a lovely, lovely story about Mr. Willoughby, and in his house, the tree is too big. And so then they cut off the very top of the tree, and then the butler gives it to the maid. He says, we'll cut it off, and then she gets it, and then so on and so on. And it keeps getting donated to other people. And I love when you get to see eventually a rabbit family gets it. And it's such a fun illustration. I love the pictures in this. And also used copy that I got didn't have color illustrations, and these illustrations are just so beautiful. So I just love the really cute little rabbit family. So I'm very excited about this one. Going to wrap this one. And then this one, I actually am not that enthusiastic about it, but every year Peter really likes it. It is Penguin's Christmas Wish. And it's just about, yeah, Penguin and his friends, like all their Christmas things blow away and decorate all the trees. It's cute enough. I just don't think it's like this amazing, amazing book. I'm going to scoot you back more because I'm way too up close. Okay, and then I got this last year, and it's such a special book. It's A World of Cookies for Santa. Follows Santa's tasty trip around the world, and it shows Santa visiting each country, what they would call Santa there, and the Christmas traditions that they have, and if there's any treats that they leave out for Santa, what they would do. And so here's Malawi and South Africa. And there's so many cookies that I want to try from this. In Malawi, they make mbatata, which is sweet potato cookies. And in South Africa, they leave him Herzog cookies filled with apricot jam and topped with crunchy coconut meringue. Good gracious, I need to make that one. And I can't remember, they don't have recipes for all of them. They have recipes for ones from Christmas Island, New Zealand, Philippine Islands, Basque Country, Puerto Rico, Mexico, Canada, Alaska, and Hawaii. Yeah, so it's a really cool book. I love the illustrations in it. I'll show you one more. Oh, the Mexican one is so pretty. So yeah, this is just a really marvelous book, and I love it giving Peter an idea of like how people all over the world that may live in places very different than us have this special thing that they celebrate together. This is a poetry collection, Do Rabbits Have Christmas? I have trouble getting Peter motivated to read this one each year, but it is nice, and I think it's really important to read poetry to your kids, so I'll just try again and encourage him again. This is a really cute little one that actually I lost it a couple years ago when I checked it out from the library. And by the time I found it, I had already paid for it because it really stresses me out to have books that I haven't been able to return to the library and just have it hanging over me. So I was like, I'm just going to pay for it because I couldn't find it still in like January, and then found it in like October. That was a really long-winded way of explaining. This is Ben's Christmas Carol by Toby Forward. And it's a Victorian, like, mouse. Well, A Christmas Carol is Victorian. So it's just like a little mouse retelling of A Christmas Carol. And it's really a lovely, lovely little book. Then we have Wake Up Santa Claus by Marcus Pfister. I think this is the same illustrator. Yeah, it is. Oh, that's so funny. I was going to say the same illustrator as the one who does the rainbow fish. And there is a painting of the rainbow fish right there. It's a nice, it's a really cute little book where Santa wakes up late and he thinks that he has forgotten about Christmas, and it's like a nervous dream that he's going to not be there in time for Christmas. And then I love this. We always say this for Christmas Eve. This is Christmas by Jan Pinkowski. These illustrations are marvelous. It's just the text from the book of Luke, and it's so beautiful. And yeah, I found this used for I think like $1 a few years ago. So yeah, if you just frequent used bookstores, you're going to find some gems. And then we have this is more wintry than Christmassy, but The Mitten by Jan Brett, about all of these animals who try to sit in a mitten together. Then I love this Jan Brett illustrated The Night Before Christmas. I really, really love it. It's so beautiful. Yeah, this is another one that I found used just for a couple of dollars, and I'm really glad that I picked it up. Then, so iconic, a classic, The Polar Express. I really like that. I don't enjoy the movie as much, unfortunately, but I really love the book. So I'm realizing, actually, as I'm looking through these, I think we have far more than we need for a picture book to unwrap each day. So I think we'll just have a shelf of Christmas picture books, which I love the sound of that as well. I found this used at the library. This is a Caldecott Metal Christmas book, 9 Days to Christmas, A Story of Mexico. I'd never heard of this, but I thought it's a Caldecott one, and it's Christmas in Mexico. is really something I don't know much about, and it just sounded really cool. Yeah, these are a couple more paperbacks that I found. This is called Christmas Wishes by Tony Mitten. I see what they did there for a Christmas picture book. I think it's just about mice, and Santa comes and they see Santa when he comes to visit. And then there is Snowy Day. Snow Day by Barbara M. Juice. And this is just about everything that they do on a snow day when they don't have to go to school. He's having fun with white bread and powdered sugar, making it look like a snow day. He goes out to play. I think I picked this up. Now, I haven't actually read this. I just like glanced at it at a library book sale. I think because it has some really humorous things in it, I thought it would be fun. I thought this looked cute. Santa's Secret Helper. This is by Andrew Clements. Let's see. It doesn't say who the secret helper is. Oh, I see. You find out at the end the secret helper is Mrs. Claus, which I think that's cool to have a whole book about Mrs. Claus. Okay, what is this? Because there's not even a cover on it. Oh, Merry Christmas, Stregonona. I don't know how many of you know the Stregonona book by Tommy DiPiola, I think is how you say his last name. He has so many Christmas books, but it's a really fun book about this older woman in an Italian village. And so I love, there's a Christmas book with Stregonona in it. So for those of you Stregonona fans, you'll probably enjoy hearing about that. And then I have Little Bear's Christmas, which just looked very endearing, by Norbert Landa. Yeah, he's just wandering around trying to find Christmas. Oh, and look, he gets to ride with Santa. So yeah, it just looked very sweet and endearing. Okay, let's see. Then I found out about this book through BookTube, and it's the Jolly Christmas Postman by Janet and Alan Alberg. It's a lovely, lovely book with let's see if I can. It has like, I don't want to pull them out just because I like to be delicate with it, but it has letters to different fairy tale characters and fable characters, and you get to open the letters. There's a game in one, there's a puzzle in one. Yeah, Humpty Dumpty, you have to put Humpty Dumpty together again in this puzzle. It's a really, really fun little book, and it's just incredibly charming. And yeah, there's in the Gingerbread Boys letter, I'm just remembering, there's like a little book that you get to read. And then I did buy on Book Outlet. I just tried to see what Christmas books they had for sale because I love a good Christmas picture book. And they had the Brett Hellquist illustrated A Christmas Carol. So maybe actually on the same day, I might put Ben's Christmas Carol and this. I just love Brett Hellquist. I think his illustrating style is perfect for A Christmas Carol. So there's Christmas Past. I just think it works really well. I'm really looking forward to this. We read it last year. I think that was the first year I heard of it, and I was really excited when I saw it for sale there. And then I got the 12 Days of Christmas illustrated by Emma Randall. I really love the aesthetic of this, and it has gold foil on the cover there. Let's see. I'll give you an example. So, I like these. I am one of those people who's willing to sing the 12 Days of Christmas. I enjoy it. And then I don't know how many of you know Mary Inglebright. This is her version of the Nutcracker. I just realized we didn't have, I don't think we had any copies of the Nutcracker, and I wanted to get one. I just really think it's such a cool story. And there are maybe versions out there that I would love even more, so maybe in another year I would get another version. I think it's fine to have a couple versions if I wanted. The one that I think Peter might enjoy the most out of the ones that I got from the Book Outlet is The Nights Before Christmas. He's just going to love this. And so it's about all of these knights, and they are really confused when Santa comes to bring them presents. And so they think they have to defend their castle, and it just looks, it's really funny. And it's a parody of the poem The Night Before Christmas. I'm really excited to see what he thinks of this one. And I really like the illustrations in it as well. So yeah, here they all are. After they know Santa's coming, they're consulting a book on what they should do. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Then a little Christmas ABC book is Merry Little Christmas, Mary Inglebright's, which I think if you did not grow up with Mary Inglebright, seeing her illustrations, they might not be that appealing to you. That's my guess. But since I did, I'm very nostalgic about her. Nostalgic? Yeah, nostalgic. So I like her little illustrations, and it's all with mice in this one, which is very cute. Then The Christmas Tale of Peter Rabbit by Emma Thompson. So it's not, canon. It's not original Peter Rabbit, but that is okay. Then I was intrigued to see this. This is Children of Christmas, Stories for the Season by Cynthia Rylant. I love Cynthia Rylant. This was in a little free library that I found this. And it has Garnet's Ash, Frances and Her Father, After 5 Years, Young Sylvia's Christmas, In the Mountains, and For May, and The Expectant Season. So they're all these little short stories. So maybe, I don't know, like while the boys are eating breakfast, I could read them. But I love Cynthia Rylant. I just love her. Mr. Putter and Tabby series. Okay, and then more library book sale ones that I found. This is kind of the opposite of Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. This is one that I had as a kid, and so I saw it for 25 cents at the library. It was like, yes, I must have this little golden book, Christmas book. And it is about this Christmas tree. The title explains it, The Christmas Tree That Grew. So these people are on the bottom of a 3-story townhouse, and they start decorating their Christmas tree. They put it up, and then their Christmas tree starts growing. So they ask their neighbors, our Christmas tree is getting so tall. Can we please cut a hole in your floor to put the Christmas tree up? Which, architecturally speaking, is totally a great idea, right? But it makes for a very charming little children's book. And so then it ends up going all the way to the top of the other neighbors. And then they all end up spending Christmas together because they've become friends that way. So I think I'll pair this with Mr. Willoughby's Christmas Tree. And then this really cute Jingle Bells with all these animals. I love little golden books. I love them. The pictures are by J.P. Miller. And so it's got the lyrics of Jingle Bells interspersed, but then other words telling a story. Then I did get a couple board books for Arthur, so I won't wrap these up, but I just, he's not trustworthy with library books yet. He's torn. He's actually happened not to tear any library books, but the picture books that we own, he's torn several. So this is just The Christmas Story by Patricia A. Pingree. And then one of the Little Miss books, Little Miss Christmas. It's very cute. And then got from the library today, One Snowy Night. And what I like is this is textured here, so you can feel the hat. And then I've Seen Santa. So I thought that would be nice to have a couple Christmas books, the smaller size, and the board books that are safe for him to touch. So now on to library books. I'm realizing I actually own a lot of Christmas picture books, which I'm very okay with because I love them so much. So we read Samurai Halloween. And I love that one so much. It's set in Japan and they're trick-or-treating and everything. It's so cute and the art is so fun. So this is Samurai Santa. So I haven't read this. I don't know what happens in Samurai Santa, but it's by Ruben Pink or Pink. But of course I'll put all the titles down below. And then Prairie Christmas, written by Elizabeth Van Stenick. And I love the looks of this. Yeah, it's just kind of how Little House on the Prairie, how Christmas would be there. It looks really great. And then I found The Christmas Boot. I think it's about all these animals that find a boot at Christmas time. And the good things that ensue from that. And then this one is An Apple Tree Christmas by Trinka Hakes Noble. I've never read this one, but it sounded great, so I picked it up. In honor of St. Nicholas Day, which is December 6th, I do have an extra treat. So this will be one we'll unwrap in the evening. This is The Baker's Dozen, a St. Nicholas tale retold by Aaron Shepard. And this is just supposed to be a really, really great, it's a legend. The honest baker Van Amsterdam gives his customers exactly what they pay for, not more and not less. He counts out 12 cookies for each customer who orders a dozen until the day when a strange old woman asks for a dozen cookies and insists that a dozen is 13. But the baker will not agree. Your heart is small and your fist is tight, she tells the ungenerous Van Amsterdam. And so St. Nicholas comes into the story at some point. So it just sounds really fun. And then I'm going to wrap these up, a little Eminem story and game book. I don't know if any of you ever got these. They do them with Lifesavers also. And so you can poke this out and then try to throw the M&Ms in. So I thought this is a lot of candy to start the day out with. So we're going to save it for the evening after supper. And then they can have tons of M&Ms if they want after they've had supper. But I think that'll be a really fun thing to do for St. Nicholas Day. Okay, then Dasher by Matt Tavares. This is one that is new this year. I was really, really excited. I was able to get it through the library. And it's about Dasher the reindeer. And it's just supposed to have really, really beautiful... Oh my goodness. Yeah, the illustrations in this. Look at this. Really excited to read this one. And then Pick a Pine Tree by Patricia Tote. Another one that's a newer one this year, and saw people talking about, these illustrations are very, very fun. So bright and lively. One that I had never heard of before is called The Christmas Witch. This is by Stephen Kellogg. And it's just about this little witch and her adventures at Christmas, and there's knights. So I think it's set in medieval times, which I think is really fun. Then Great Joy by Kate DiCamillo, illustrated by Bagram Ibetouin. And this is a really touching story. I think it's set in the Victorian era, and it's just a really, really heartwarming story. And there's a local Christmas pageant involved. And oh my goodness. Yeah, look at this. So I think it's actually like 1950s as the setting, and it looks really fun. Then one that just picked up on a whim, The Great Christmas Crisis, just because it looks really fun. Looks like there's a lot of humor. There's Mrs. Claus dropping some cookies. I loved like how bright the illustrations are. The Great Christmas Crisis, written by Kim Norman, and this is from 2012. Had never heard of it, just saw it at the library. The Christmas Tree Ship by Carol Crane. And let's see. It's about, in November of 1912, the Great Lakes schooner sets off from a small town on Michigan's Upper Peninsula with its traditional load of trees bound for Chicago. And it's based on a true story. So I'm looking forward to reading that. I love this setting for a picture book. It's Lighthouse Christmas by Tony Bazzio. And I don't think I've ever read a Christmas book set at a lighthouse. Will Santa know how to find us? That's what Francis and Peter wonder as Christmas Day approaches. They have just moved with their papa to a tiny lighthouse island off the coast of Maine. And a wild storm has kept even the supply boats away. So I really love this kind of historical fiction feel that can be in Christmas picture books. Mortimer's Christmas Manger by Karma Wilson. Oh, so this is by the same author of Bear Snores On. And, oh yeah, this just looks really fun. It's about a cute little mouse named Mortimer. Looking forward to that one. Then this looks like a really beautiful nativity retelling called We Were There by Eve Bunting. And I think, if I can remember correctly, that it's, the retelling from like all of the different animals and creatures' perspectives that would have been at the nativity. And it's written in poetry format. So it just sounds really beautiful and lovely. And speaking of Cynthia Rylant, I have Christmas in the Country by Cynthia Rylant and Diane Good. This is a favorite, and this is not my first year reading this. So I checked it out again this year, and I think it's set in Vermont, but it's based on her Christmases growing up. Maybe it doesn't say where it's ready. Where it's set. It doesn't see where it's set, but it's just her memories of childhood Christmases, and it looks really wonderful. Henry the Christmas Cat This is by Mary Calhoun and just looks really fun. It was recommended, I think, on the Read Aloud Revival page. And so I think it's about a friendship between a cat and maybe a sheep. Then we have, last but not least, The Little Drummer Boy by Ezra Jack Keats. I really love his styles of illustrations. His style, he's really well known for The Snowy Day. And so this is his retelling of The Little Drummer Boy. Oh yeah, look at this. So not many extra words. It's basically just the text from the song. It looks really nice. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed seeing what I'm planning on having wrapped up and our Advent traditions, and I'll be vlogging what I can of it. And I'll be back for another video soon. Bye.